Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shenanigans. So, I know we talked about you climbing the hill and moving alongside. And I just want to know, if we get real nitty-gritty and close in here, how do you just, approach along the road, and then when you get to the canyon, go on the north side? Or are you, taking a wide berth and coming from this side? How are you approaching this specifically, detailedly?
I was thinking of just the entire time, traveling along the top side of the road, maybe 100 feet away from it.
Mm-hmm. So just staying away from the road through the open plain, and then coming up onto the hills as soon as it gets hilly.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
it does prevent them from using the dam on us.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point of it.
All right. All right. So you go along the edge of the hill, along the edge of the road, then up into the hills, and you try and follow the canyon or the path, the road, as you go. But it's a difficult area to climb. You're very strong, Doreen.
Mm-hmm.
Droopy, what's your strength and con?
8 strength, 8 con.
Okay. You're probably having a little bit of hard time in the oppressive summer heat out in the open hills with not a lot of cover, keeping cool and pulling yourself over all of this stuff. But with Doreen's help, you can probably get along, Eventually, you come to that same area near where you climbed up last time, above the canyon. That sort of rugged area with the camps, and it looks more or less the same, but you can see that people have been here since then. In fact, there are even some small fires that have recently been put out, and there's a little bit of dirt on them, and they're smoldering. It looks like they've just recently been put out, in the last half hour or an hour or so. But the camp is pretty much abandoned. Tents are there, supply crates are there with food, but personal possessions and weapons and armor are all gone.
Huh.
I guess they saw us coming.
Maybe.
Or maybe they're just... What time of day is it?
It's probably late afternoon.
We could ambush them here.
If they come back.
Yeah. Could camp a little ways away. Find a little crevice to hide in.
Yeah.
Doreen's gonna try to be as perceptive as she can. Remove her helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And then try to see if I can sense anyone invisible.
Just scanning the area for invisible people?
Right.
Right, okay. Sure, give me a perception check. I know it doesn't need one, but give me one anyway, because
Droopy's just going to sniff around.
It's a nice helmet you've got, Doreen. It's really nice.
It was. It was a nice helmet. Then I took it off. I would have done better with it on. But Droopy's sniffing around.
Well, I need to convert some thingies for use in a bit. So, what do you guys... Tell me what you're thinking when you find this recently abandoned camp.
I'm thinking they probably have someone watching. and that they might still have someone watching here. So I'm just looking around.
Okay.
Droopy trusts the indecision in this.
Oh, that's actually accurate. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that conversion's going to be so nice.
Oh no, Neal.
Well, it's just the math is going to work out well. I don't know how well it's going to work in my favor or against your favor, but the math will be easy to convert.
Neal.
Yes?
So I can't see anyone. But I tell the
No.
hands to search.
You tell the hands to look for things?
They have blind sense.
They
They
don't
just
have
know when
blind
something's.
sight. It doesn't say they have blind sense.
They
It
have
just...
no sort of sight, but they can see in pitch black.
Yeah, how does that work?
There's no mention of it. This is just what we determined undead without eyes can just see around them.
Yeah. In some cases, a claw may be instructed to attempt to strangle or gouge out the eyes of a victim. Ugh. How terrible. Okay. Okay. So they move around looking for invisible creatures or whatever, and have no luck finding them.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, it is getting late. Should we attack the town a little ways up?
Attack during night?
I could do that.
Kill soldiers. Humans.
Yes.
Find where they are.
I suppose we just continue then. Ready to
Sure.
attack during the night.
These numbers can't be right. Oh, God, stupid battle system.
What are you doing here?
I'm trying to figure out the range of a catapult.
I just now imagine there's just a random soldier with a catapult like trudging over the plains, like, all right, there they are, the two, like, Roadrunner like.
The ranges are too short. There's no way a catapult's range...
Well, is it a catapult or a trebuchet?
A catapult. But there's no way that a catapult's maximum range is 180 feet. You know? That's 180 feet? That's not very far. A trebuchet's range is only 240 feet, and we all know that's wrong.
Oh yeah, that's definitely
That's way wrong.
That's-
Yeah.
That's not even close. Even in yards, that would not be enough.
Right?
Well, Neal, that happens if you buy your siege equipment from the Acme Corporation.
An 8-pound stone could be flung 1,500 feet
From a trebuchet?
from a catapult. It says.
Catapult. 1,000 feet? Okay.
The largest medieval trebuchets could, with throwing arms, 50 feet in line to.
They could.
Trebuchets could launch like something like 1,000 feet, but it was like 200 to 300 pound stone, 1,000 feet.
If you want to be accurate with a catapult, then we're probably looking at like 500 meters.
Yeah, 500,
1,500
1,000,
feet.
1,500.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
1,500
catapults were not really designed for use against
They're
infantry.
definitely not. No. Well, they're really good against like large swarms of things
yeah.
where it doesn't matter, or against a stationary building. So catapults against the few of you that are arriving over the hills aren't great, but Gold Hill's defenses were never designed against one or two individual attackers, you know? They're
Right.
designed to deal with people coming up en masse, either up the area or against large numbers of soldiers trying to pick their way over the hills, where you've got plenty of time because their movement rate's slow, so you can just bombard them with catapults and, you know, pick off a few of them and demoralize the rest of them and, you know, break their formations and break their communication lines.
Wait, I have a question. Does a catapult count as a missile attack?
It's a special missile attack. It is a bombardment attack and is unaffected by Chaos
Chaos
War.
War.
Yeah, Neal, I think it can get launched back at the catapult.
I
Let's be
think that's
real
what you desperately want, but it's never going to happen.
That would,
Not in
to
my
be fair, Neal,
game.
that would be spectacular. Imagine that catapult crew just launching a stone, seeing it hit the person, and then just coming back towards them.
I mean, I think it would also be spectacular if you farted rainbows, but that doesn't make it any more likely to happen.
Well, now, Neal, with illusions, it can happen.
Yeah. This is bizarre. I got
Let's just call it 500,000, 1,500.
500,000 feet?
No, 500, 1,000, 1,500.
Sure. Okay.
I just imagine, especially since when you lose something not accurate like a catapult or trebuchet, you fire shots, but you always have to, you know, recalibrate because the more shots you hit, trying to hit the same position. That is what catapults and trebuchets were used for in sieges. So with every shot, you try to get closer to your actual target. Now imagine using a catapult against a single fucking target.
It's really fucking hard, yeah.
It's like-
Unlikely to be successful at all. Yeah, by the book, a longbow has better range than a catapult.
That isn't right.
Like, a
Well,
longbow
depends
range
on
is
the
almost trebuchet range.
To be fair, a longbow can shoot pretty far, but
Yeah, but there's
Yeah,
no
but-
way your longbows outrange catapults. That's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. The whole point of a catapult is that it can outrange your defenders, and you can
Right.
sit back and slowly tear
Yeah.
down a building. I just can't deal with these numbers. We're gonna use real numbers instead of the combat and tactics numbers. Those are dumb.
Okay.
Alright. Maybe those were supposed to be...
Oh my
Oh,
god.
maybe
Neal,
those
put
were
it
supposed
down.
to be siege scale. Okay, because the combat and tactics gives... Oh my god, alright. There's the siege scale in combat and tactics. Maybe I should have read the entire chapter instead of just skipping to the,
Well,
the
I
thing
still
that I
can't
needed.
see the invisible wizard.
There's no invisible wizard. It's not happening.
can we see the catapult that is apparently going to fire at us?
Most definitely not. It is all the way in town.
Well,
Where
then they
is
can't see us either.
There's gotta be a scale here, because there's a siege scale, and there's the range scale and the melee scale for the combat system. Hold on, guys. I really want to get this right, and I didn't think that this would... There's a way to make this happen. There's a way... I just
know what's-
need the right rule, and I know it's here.
Dome hammer, a catapult could fire over a wall depending on the type of catapult, but that would be very stupid because you don't know where you're shooting at. You would be blindly shooting over the wall. Because
Okay.
even if you have someone telling you where to shoot, nah, it's not going to happen.
Okay, so instead of saying this is 50 or 5 in fives of feet, it should be fives of yards. So the ranges should be 3 times as long as suggested here, which I still think is actually going to be not far enough. But I'm going to double check my math. Catapult 3 times 3 times 5. Yeah, we're still only at like 500 feet. This is broken and dumb. All right. So you guys have checked out this grounds. You're looking around. You're not finding what you want, and you're moving on towards the city to make your siege on it, or, you know, sack it, liberate it. Liberate it, that's the term.
You know, I now imagine what kind of excuse would a siege gun a catapult crew why would they not attack the kobold? Because, well, it's a kobold, and it's such a small target. Better hit the human first.
The human that's exactly twice as tall.
Twice the target.
Yes.
All right. So as you guys move past this camp and get a little bit closer and a little bit closer, you get to about 2,000 feet out, maybe a little less than that from the town, and you can see that you get a view of the town a little bit, still up a hill a little ways. And give me perception checks to see what you can spot.
What do your eyes see?
Let me see.
Ooh, just barely.
Doreen. Nope, still not Drippy.
Aw,
Drippy
so close.
never sees anything. But Doreen, you can see that this town kind of built into this hill or whatever. There's some movement up there, like little small figures moving back and forth. And there's even like what looks to be maybe a window built it just like in a rock above the town even. And that's when, as you're watching, you see rocks start to fly up into the sky and head towards you.
Drippy, let's move quickly.
All right.
The kobold goes off.
Bombardment engine procedures. All right. Catapults fire their projectiles in a high arc. They are inaccurate and cannot really be aimed at anything. The crew simply points the engine in the target's general direction and hopes the missile will land somewhere nearby. How appropriate. All targets are considered AC 20, but there is no range modifier. The attack roll is modified as follows. +3 for stationary targets. You are not stationary. -3 for targets moving at a speed greater than 3 but less than 12. You're definitely moving at less than
us.
12 through the hills. You're probably moving at greater than 3.
Greater than 3, yeah.
Yeah, so penalty of 3 to hit. And that's going to be it.
I mean, they need a natural 20.
Well, they don't roll just a flat D.
Yeah, unless they get the stupid like, oh yeah, ballista is like +13 to hit.
No, catapults are +5 to hit because these are medium catapults.
So can't be aimed single person or 2 people, but only aiming at 1 because Droopy.
Right. So cover is generally not a factor when resolving indirect fire, but concealment can be. You don't have any concealment in this case. Indirect fire can arc over
Continual
obstacles.
darkness.
For
Conceal
example,
this.
la la la. Da, 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 da. If a creature is too small to be targeted individually, that's you guys, probably.
Yeah. I mean, try to.
Yeah, too small to be hit individually. An indirect fire engine can still fire at the 15-foot square area containing the creature. Base modifier is 0. Modifiers for the target's the attacker must select an intended impact square for the missile. Any of the 9 squares in the area can be selected. And engine's missiles tend to bounce or shatter on impact and affect an area as shown on the accompanying diagrams.
God.
So we have a medium catapult. Light, okay. Creatures with this many hit dice can roll a saving throw to avoid damage. Really? Well, okay, creatures with 5+1 or more hit dice can roll a successful saving throw over petrification to avoid the damage. Modifiers
well,
for dexterity,
Neal,
magical protections apply.
technically, I am level 5 and have a +3 modifier to HP.
Sure, that's fine. You can make a saving throw over petrification.
I don't have a modifier, so.
That's a fail.
All right.
I mean, first they have to hit the area.
Yeah.
Sir, if this engine is firing at an area containing creatures too small to target individually, the shot never lands exactly where intended. Follow the procedure outlined below for misses, but roll a 1d4 for distance.
Oh, God.
Hits and misses. Wait, does this mean it can't ever actually hit you?
I
Does this
mean,
mean
they're
it
trying
never
to-
hits?
That is basically
Okay,
what
Neal,
happens if you
please
try
tell
to
me-
target single people. And it's very
Neal?
realistic.
Please tell me how easy it would be to hit an ant with a handgun.
Oh, I see what's going on here.
Okay.
It'd be hard. Okay, no. So, if it hits you, it has a 1 in 4 chance of hitting you because you're so small. Because it will miss by a certain amount, but it's got like an impact area. So it needs to roll to hit, and then it has a 25% chance of actually hitting you with its like AOE splash. All right. So the first catapult launches. It gets a D20 plus 5 to hit. Minus 3 for your movement, so D20 plus 2, and it needs a 20 or higher.
Any obscuration for it being late?
No. Oh!
Oh my god.
Oh
No,
my
it-
god!
It needs to roll a 4.
It needs to
on a
roll a
D-
1 on a 1d4.
Oh, a 1.
All right.
Oh! So the first catapult shot goes and
Actually,
crashes right behind you, Doreen, like hitting the rocks behind you and shattering all over there. Droopy, I don't know where you are. I'm just gonna say you're near Doreen, probably.
Just kind of trying to run off to the side, maybe.
Sure, it's going to become very important where you are in relation to Doreen. So give me a distance and a direction relative to her, and that way if it misses, it might like hit you somehow.
20 yards away from her.
You want to be 20 yards from her?
Yep.
Okay.
That's 60 feet, so
Okay.
very unlikely to hit me.
Yes. All right, so you guys are moving at probably about a little less than half movement to go through these hills, and you have, let's say, 1,500 feet to close. So 1,500 divided by, you're moving at 6. Oh, Droopy, you're moving at movement rate 6 normally?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have to move at movement rate 3 in order to stay together.
I don't.
No,
Yeah.
but if you want to stay together, you need to move at movement rate 3.
I'm just gonna start charging.
Okay.
Also,
Alright. Perfect.
Droopy is going to command her rats, who are definitely faster than her, even the zombie rats, to kill the people manning the catapult.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Just kill those people, and she points at the people at the catapult.
All right. So it's going to take Doreen 8.3 rounds, so let's just call it 9 rounds, to get to the enemy. So they will get...
And as soon as
8
they
more
start
attacks.
shooting, I'm just gonna like continual darkness.
Sure.
Skeletal rats, Neal. They have movement 15,
Yes.
and I don't think they are much slowed by hills, right? They're rats.
They're definitely
Untied-
slowed because it's not like flat terrain, right? They got to go up and over and down and around and up and down, you know? They'll definitely be slowed by the terrain. So I'm
but
going to
they're
just give
still
them
faster.
8 more shots to hit you,
Okay.
and we'll just see how it goes.
18?
That plus 2, the 18. That's 1 more chance. If it rolls a 1 on a 1d4, it'll hit you, Doreen.
Oh no.
It does not.
Okay.
And then for each of these, well, for 7 of these, we need to roll 78 on a 1. It's in Droopy's direction. So 1 of these might hit you. It needs to roll 4 to hit you. Oh! 1 of the catapult shots is aimed at Doreen. Droopy's, you said 60 yards away, right?
At Neal,
20
at this
yards?
point,
20 yards.
I'm way
But-
farther.
Oh,
She
Yeah,
can't
but-
keep up.
okay, yeah. That definitely would have
I'm
hit her
not
then.
even near at this
Okay.
point.
All of the shots
And-
are going to miss all of you guys. The indirect fire catapults are just boo, boo,
And
boo,
also, the
boo.
rats will arrive before Doreen, I think.
So Doreen's like jogging forward, and the rats are just like swinging. Oh, okay.
Doreen's moving at 6. The rats are moving at 7.5. So they'll get there a little bit before. How many rats are there going?
11 skeletal rats.
Okay.
So they even climb faster than the zombies.
Oh god. Oh shit! There should have been whatever. I guess without the dwarves manning these, they can only get 1 catapult to fire. Oh no, they've got 2, but that's it is. They've got multiple catapults, but they can't all fire. They don't have a rate of fire of 1 per round. So they've been firing multiple catapults and then reloading and firing and reloading. That's perfect.
So it's dwarves manning these, right?
You'll see when you get there.
Well, the rats don't care. The tide does not care.
The tide of rats finally gets over to the like semi-flattish area near the encampment to the city, at least the area that's been cleared of rubble and crap. And they go for the catapults.
For the people.
For the people on the catapults, right?
Yeah.
You guys said there's 11 of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the AC?
The people on the catapults have AC 10, but there are other folks about as well.
All right, give us
So I think there's the 13 remaining archers from the last thing, and they're all nearby with crossbows. So the rats will swarm in, and the archers will all fire. I give 13d20 against rats.
The rats
do they get any
before
penalty? How well can they see them at this point? Because it's getting darker, and those are rats.
So
also, we're on the other side of a mountain from where the sun's setting.
Right. So the crossbowmen are waiting until the rats have gotten into the towny area. Right. They're not firing while they're behind the hills or anything. So they're waiting until the rats can get to them in one round as well, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to see.
Well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hit. That's 5 dead rats. They have 2 HP.
Okay. So 5 rats down, but the remaining 6 swarm.
Whom? Someone with greater AC than 10?
Nope. 10 AC is on the catapult, people. Oh my god.
All hits with 1 crit. That's 7 damage.
8 damage because it's a double crit.
Oh yeah, 8 damage.
That is 1 dead person, 2 dead people, 2 dead people, and 1 almost dead person. As the rats swarm them and begin to rip them to shreds.
Can't be dwarves. Dwarves are not that brittle.
All right, and around this time is when Doreen gets to crest over the hill. The rats have already made it past you. The rats are swarming the area. Droopy's somewhere behind you. I guess you probably can't actually be moving with the darkness around you. You would just fall on your face. It would be impossible.
Yeah, I'd be moving super slow, so it's probably just whatever.
Yeah. So you get over here, and we're gonna roll initiative now for this next round.
How many rounds would you say I'm away?
What is the forces I'm looking at, Neal?
You are 8 rounds away, Droopy. So you move at half Doreen's speed. Yeah, right. She left you in the dust.
I'm just going to send another horde of rats.
Sure. What was your question there, Nick?
What forces am I facing?
So you see that there's a half dozen catapults. There's probably a few more. They look like they are manned by dwarves with humans standing over them with weapons pointed at the unarmored dwarves. And then there's that wall of crossbowmen who are reloading and looking at the rats that are swarming around them and past them. There's also a few other soldiers standing nearby with swords and spears drawn. So you're maybe looking at 25 soldiers and then a bunch of dwarves who are manning the catapults under threat of death.
Okay, so are the dwarves is the central army right next to the catapults and dwarves?
No. You've got a line of 13 crossbowmen, and then the remaining army soldiers are sort of spread out with catapults, except for 2 or 3 who are standing near the archers. So 16 in a group, the remainder spread out.
Okay, can I get to 60 yards from them?
Yes, that would be a half move, exactly.
Half move, exactly. Okay.
Yes. It's time to roll initiative. Crossbow. Oh god, they're both.
My reds go on my turn, by the way, so.
Yep. Well, the party goes first because the NPCs all rolled natural 10s.
All right.
Plus their initiatives.
So.
The ring goes first, yeah.
How many people can I hit with this fireball, Neal?
What's the diameter of the fireball? 40 feet?
Let me see.
Because there are 13 people in a line, 5 feet apart. So they are 65 feet
yeah.
long.
20 feet AoE radius.
Okay.
Radius, so 40 foot.
So you can hit 8 with the fireball.
And
You can probably catch
the-
one of the melee people, so 9 with the fireball.
All right. 5, 6, 15.
Okay. Ooh, 1, 2, 3 passes for half damage. And let's see if they have enough HP to survive. 1, 2, 3. They need to roll a 7 or an 8 on their HP to survive. Nope, they all die. All right. So, 8 of the 13 crossbowmen instantly go down in flames. One of the melee soldiers goes down in flames. Droopy's rats will crawl over dwarves who are shrieking and trying to bat them off of them and just breaking and running.
Okay, the rats. Who are they attacking next?
Dwarves. They're attacking more innocent dwarves that were forced to man these catapults.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's of course not. How could you?
That's 5 more hits.
That's 1 dead dwarf and
And
another
I summon another
dead one.
D20 of rolls for my sack. Let's see if they are skeletal and will arrive before me. 17.
Or if they're zombie and will arrive around the same time as you.
Yeah, they're just jogging alongside me. 17 zombie rats.
17 zombie rats.
All right. These soldiers go.
Bring the Vermintide.
Let's give them no, they break. The archers, crossbowmen all break. That front remaining swordsman breaks. A couple of the other swordsmen see the rats attacking the ballista, but the buildings are in the way. They didn't quite see the fireball go off, so they run over and try and hack at some of these rats. 1 hit, probably a single kill as well.
Yeah, they have 2 HP.
Yeah, 5 damage on a rat. So one of your other skeletal rats goes down to a sword blow. And the other soldiers all break for the back of the town, running uphill. Initiative. That's their run speed.
13.
Hold on.
Oh shit, they go slow. Oh no. They're all gonna die, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. They.
Oh god. Go for it, Doreen.
Magic missile.
How
One
many
of
wizard
each-
spells do you have?
I only have destruction.
Oh, I see. You get evocation spells.
Yeah.
I see.
So this is 1 per target. So 2 damage, 4 damage, and 3 damage to people.
All right.
That's on the swordsman, right?
Yeah.
And they are next to the ballista, so the
The
rats.
2 damage kills one. The 4 damage does not, but just barely.
The
And the
rats will
3
finish him.
damage does not either.
Okay.
All right. So people are fleeing en masse. I think there's 4 surviving archers. Rats, make your attacks.
They are against the swordsman now, right?
Yep. I guess they just moved to the closest swordsman who's near the catapult.
AC.
These guys are 13 AC.
So one success.
One person takes 1 damage. And
I moved up with more rats.
he has 6 HP, so he's down to 5. Oh god.
So
So
is everyone just breaking?
at the end of that round,
Yeah.
we have the 3 swordsmen that were fighting the rats near the catapult, and they've turned the corner and they see, as they're fighting these skeletal rats, they see the charred remains of that whole line of archers who were just like blown back and thrown in different directions, and their still burning corpses are all over the place. They see Doreen standing in front of them, and they've heard the stories of her already from the survivors of the last war, of the last battle. The legend of Doreen and Droopy predates your arrival in Gold Hill for the second time.
To be fair, they have no idea the kobold did anything. They never saw Droopy do anything.
I mean, yeah.
I know. Just there was this weird kobold, and maybe she did something. I don't know. There were all these rats and hands.
I mean, you know, she was a cleric of Verasi. That one melee survivor that came down last time saw you, and I think they can all put it together. It's you guys are the bad news bears. The remaining soldiers will break and run too. So we can roll initiative if you want to try and outrun them, Doreen, but otherwise they're all fleeing before you.
I mean, the rats will definitely outrun them.
That's
Doreen
true.
is going to just chase down as many as possible.
All right. So roll me initiative. They go at 7.
Yeah.
Oh, the rats go.
All right. They run. They head westward towards the high end of town because the town's kind of built on a slope a little bit. Not a lot, but a
in a
little bit.
cave.
Well, most of
Or-
the buildings are kind of in the ground and sticking out, or they're like, you know, they're mostly underground buildings, but there is still like a slope to the town and like a main road through it. Because as you round the corner and head up, you can see that there are mine shafts at the top of the town. And that is where the retreating soldiers are running to.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
So they head towards the mine. You chase after them. The rats chase
Don't
after
chase, because I ordered
Nope.
them to attack the people at the
Oh, that's true.
catapult.
them. So they run around the catapult looking for people, just in circles.
Hey, just
Oh, nope, no one here. No one here.
Just-
Somehow I know
I
where the
imagine
catapult is. Yep.
there's
yep,
one.
yep.
There's one rat with a coat actually standing on the catapult.
All right, Doreen, perception check.
It's like I am there in 4 rounds, I think.
Oh my god. I have tunnel vision at this point.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, Doreen, you are chasing people up the town towards the mine at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where's my book? Where is my book?
Oh dear. There have been so many perception tracks.
Yeah.
Neal, the dragon. Really?
So as you run up the town, so it's maybe 2 rounds later, you're partway up the town. Droopy's almost, it's been 3 rounds, so Droopy's 3 rounds from making it into the town. You're 3 rounds up the town. 2 rounds,
2 rounds.
okay. A barn door style thing opens up in that large administration building that looks like it was human constructed. And crawling out of it is a smallish red dragon. Like a 20-ish foot long body.
Hands! Hands!
Yeah. Can I have a reaction?
We'll roll initiative. Your last failed perception check was to like hear the dragon coming out of its underground den in this other building as it was being let loose by its handler. But the tunnel vision, you know.
Oh god. Okay, that's a 7
7, yeah.
for initiative.
Yeah, he rolled a 33, but it wouldn't be.
I see.
No, I go next year.
You go when you're in the dragon's stomach.
But then I can attack it from the inside.
Just hope you go first.
Really? That goes that high? That's ridiculous. That's gotta be a type error, a typo. Yeah, that's too high, even for a dragon. I
What
think
do you
it's a
mean?
typo.
His initiative modifier?
His Thaco, his bonus to hit.
Oh yeah, dragons get a crazy bonus to hit.
Well, usually the bonus to hit is +1 to hit for every hit die.
Not for dragons.
But for this dragon, for red dragons, apparently
They get crit.
it's the same thing, but they get +4 on top of it. So okay. So we're gonna take our break, and when we come back from break, we will see Doreen fight a dragon by herself. See you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.